I don't even know if it was a meme or
Mm-hmm.
was like just something that my old roommate made up. But like they always like to say, "Not today, not tomorrow, only on Monday."
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Refresh Step where we cover yourself for the main step. I'm yours for today, tomorrow, and the foreseeable future, Theodore Lu. And I'm with Totas Battler in the UK and admin of the Battlespears English Wiki, Ayumu Seiki.
You guys probably won't feel it, but I love how we started off, like with Theo giving me no warnings that we're starting, and then I'm watching a YouTube video of Italian people using Cantonese swear words, sitting in a Cantonese restaurant trying to order soup macaroni.
Damn. You know what I just did yesterday, Ayumu, about that, regarding that.
What?
So you know I like Italian food.
Mm-hmm.
I like Sichuan food, specifically for Chinese stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
then because we went to the US gosh, it's been a year ago. More than a year ago almost. Yeah. And I like taco now. So you know what I did? I combined all three.
Oh no, what kind of abomination have you created?
So first of all, I wanted to finish some leftovers that I got from the restaurant. Well, actually, it's not leftovers. It's my employee meal, but I was like, okay, so I already used the rice that was supposed to go with this meal. So I was like, how do I eat this? And then I basically just stir fried the vegetables again to reheat it. And I was like, what do I eat this with? And then I opened my cupboard. I have rice, but I don't want to cook like that's like my rice cooker minimum is like two servings of rice. So I was like, do I want to make like two portions of rice for the whole day now? So I just look at the other side and then I saw pasta. So I was like, okay, so I'll just make some pasta and then I'll just mix these vegetables with the pasta basically. And I was like, but that's not spicy enough. What can I add? So I opened my spice drawer and then lo and behold, I still have that one jar of like the mala seasoning that I had that I bought previously because I wanted to eat hot pot so badly, but the Asian supermarket near my house, they don't for some reason they don't have a stock for like the hot pot seasoning. So I was like, what can I use as a substitute? So I saw that mala stir fry seasoning and then I was like, the base is supposed to be like maybe like at least 40 to 60% the same. So I can just add everything else so that it will taste somewhat the same. It didn't work, I think, in the end, but it somewhat worked. And then now I have like a whole jar left of it. So I was like, yeah, I need to use it. So I just took a spoon and then I mixed it with the pasta and the vegetables and then I ate them. It was
Okay.
quite okay. I guess it was a little bit harsh because I think I used too much of that seasoning, so my mouth was really numb. But like the next problem arises because I got like two chicken wings, and then, huh, once the chicken wing is out, I was like, what do I eat the rest of the pasta with? Then I opened my fridge again, and then I found like a big pack of salami that I bought from Aldi the other day because it's the one in discount. But this one is not like the small salami that you usually put on pizza. It's like the large salami that I still don't know what application will you use it with. I guess like you can use it for sandwich. It's like the perfect size for like the German bread rolls, I guess. Then I guess you can just put like one with vegetables and then it's like a complete sandwich. And then I was like, And then like now I have like half eaten pasta and I have like salami that is still cold. So how am I going to incorporate this salami into this pasta dish? And then that I opened the pack and I took one in my hand and then I was like, I was about to. My first thought was to kind of like rip it apart and then like mix it with the pasta and then like eat it normally, right? Yeah, that should be.
Yeah.
Yeah, that should be like the normal straight. And then I was like, I put it on my hand. I was about to rip it apart, and then I was like, huh, this is the perfect size actually. So what if I just take some of the pasta, put it inside, and then fold it, and then just eat it like a taco. Yeah, it
We're
was.
ending the podcast here. I'll say for you.
Yeah, of all things that could have ended the podcast, like we thought about lots of things, and then now this is the breaking point. This is the tipping point. Wait, I'm going. I still have the photos. I guess I can show you guys the abomination that I made.
Oh my god. Oh my god, your photo reminds me of like how recently there are people arguing that like using your hands to eat is uncivilized.
Mm-mm.
And then like they had to argue and then obviously like some people will be saying like stuff like, okay, well you eat your fries and your burger with your hands.
Mm-mm.
And they was like, yeah, no, but that's different. Like I'm not putting my hands into the curry
Mm-mm.
and then I'm not stuffing my whole hand into my mouth. It's different.
Mm-mm.
Stuff like that. And it's like, oh my god, what do you guys
Mm-mm.
have to argue about? Like people just find stupid most stupid things to argue about.
Mm-mm. Indeed. And even like from the other side of the story, it was like there's this like one, I think like he's Indian American or Indian British doctor, I forgot which one. Uh so he basically argued that eating with your hand is actually can be really healthy because this like basically his opinion is that the skin on your fingers is pretty similar to one inside your mouth. So it can kind of be it can kind of help you to not burn the inside of your mouth basically. So if it's too hot for your fingers, then it means it's too hot for your mouth. And
Oh,
yeah,
right.
yeah,
Interesting. I
mm,
haven't thought like that before.
yeah. And then the other ones is actually kind of like okay, so it's kind of like makes sense, but also like I don't want it kind of thing because like okay, so like the other ones is basically the common thing of like basically like the quote unquote bacteria therapy. Like basically sometimes you build immunity by like you know how vaccines work, right? So basically you microdose the virus that has been weakened so that your body your immune system knows about the virus, and then when the actual virus came, then your body can attack it basically. So yeah, basically what he said is yeah, one of the things is like because if you clean your hand, then the number of the bacteria in your hand should be like not that much. So like that, then like you can basically introduce those bacteria that is going to be around the things that you consume. So you will then so you'll be able to build like immunity around it. But like yep, that's not how I want to think it because like again I'm from Southeast Asia. Hygiene is something that we needed to forget if we wanted to get ourselves fat.
You almost made me spit my water.
Yep, exactly. My goodness, but yeah,
That's some crazy phrases to spit out.
I know, right? And you know what? What's even crazier? This is not just appropriation for like Chinese, Italian, and then Mexican dish, but also this is also a cross interpretation of yakisoba pan. So this is actually a desecration of a Japanese dish as well.
Fuck off. You might as well say that's a hot dog.
It is a hot dog, isn't it?
Oh my god,
and, then,
it's also yeah.
and the stir fry that I used to make this pasta is also came from an Indonesian restaurant, so there's that as well. So the list goes on. The list can go on. Hmm. But speaking of that, like, do I take a photo of it? Because like today I also made a taco rice, basically. A burrito rice, basically. An unwrapped burrito, basically.
Damn.
Which is much more appetizing than this one, because this is a little bit more intentional. Albeit, I do add some things that a single thing that was not supposed to be there. Because okay, so like there's like rice, and then there's salad, and then there's the cilantro, and then there's the pulled pork that I make, although I kind of like took my own liberty, because like the carnitas, which is the Mexican pulled pork, the seasoning is kind of like simple, so I was like, and then there's cinnamon, so I thought like, what do I have in my pantry that has cinnamon inside? And then I took out this one bottle with a brown cap, and then like, Chinese spices, it has cinnamon. I opened the thing, and then I just throw it in. Because why not? and then I still had the audacity of like, when it's done, I tried it. It's like, it's good, but I don't know why. Instead of Mexican, it tasted Chinese. I wonder why. and then the one that is like a little bit red is on the in the middle is chorizo. So it's I bet it's a Spanish sausage. I think close enough still. The only thing that is going to be a little bit out of order there is the one on the sides of the poles, which are the pakwas. I don't, I don't know how to pronounce it. Like I think it's the Cantonese, right? It's a pakwa.
Opako,
Pakwa,
yeah.
yeah. It's a
It means like white fruit, but it's like more like white nuts.
white nerd.
I hit my
You hit your white nerds.
I'll be very scared when I hit my nuts. No, I'm saying the food is literally.
Mm-mm.
When I drop the side, I drop my phone. I'm
Okay.
saying the food literally means the white nuts.
Oh, white nuts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, it's because like my sister just got back from Indonesia, so of course she went through Singapore, so she got me some from my mom's favorite bakwa place, because it's a big thing in Singapore. And of course, like part of the shrinkflation is, I guess, like they want to keep the price the same. So I opened the thing, and then like, they still have like the same size pack, and then I was like, back then it was like basically the bakwa was basically cut to the size of the pack, and then like I think like along the years, like they made it like a little bit smaller, and then now I open it, and then it's like basically like a quart. Like the length is still the same, but like the width is like basically the quarter of the pack, basically. Granted, it made it a lot more convenient to eat, because like it's going to be that size, like the one in the photos. I did not cut it further, width wise, so it's only length wise, because like the one that I took is a little bit brittle. So like when I put it inside the pan, like it's already like broken in half. But yeah, like God, like this inflation is real. Not even Singapore can escape that. Damn. But yeah, indeed, it does like round out the dish a little bit. That's like, okay, like the pulled pork is like purely salty. Like the chorizo is a little bit spicy, and then now you have the pakwa, which is a little bit sweet. So yeah, it turns out that kind of works. this one is also desecration, but at least it has still a little bit more intention. Until I thought that, okay, so like the salad was a little bit too dry. I thought like putting in the grease will kind of help, but like it didn't. So I opened my fridge again, and then I see like what can I add into my dish. And then like I've been watching this guy on YouTube Shorts that like, okay, you have to eat more beans. You have to eat more beans. Like I was like wondering like how can I incorporate more beans into my diet? And then I saw a green box inside my fridge, and then I was like, I'm eating rice. with grilled meat and vegetables. And I think it's just right to add this Korean Korean pin sauce. Yep.
Guys, when you live by yourself, you get crazy.
Exactly. No, nobody's stopping you. like my, like the other day, like I came to my sister's place. She told, because like the previous visit, I expressed to like bought like some beef ribs, and then like I said to her like, yeah, kind of let's like have this like the Korean way basically. I just bought them like pre-cut, and then like I just grilled them, and then I we basically just eat them the Korean way. So just cut it into like small pieces, put it inside like lettuce with the bean sauce and rice, and then just eat it basically. And then like she said, yeah, I kind of wanted to eat that way again, but like of course previously when I brought the bean sauce, she said that yep, just bring it home. Like I'm not going to eat that like that regularly anyway. So just bring it home, like use it for something else. Which I of course didn't, because like yeah, that bean sauce, if you misuse it, it's going to overpower everything. So I don't really like to use it except for barbecue. That's like also my boss only expressly taught me how to use it in barbecue. Yeah, so basically never really use it anymore. And then she said like I kind of want to eat in that with that method again. So basically the Korean lettuce taco. But then I thought like, yeah, how like does she like buy her own like samjang or like gochujang by herself? Like, oh yeah, that is actually like an improvement, because like my sister's pantry is basically Indonesian / Chinese / German, so not really, you're not going to see like the Korean stuff there. And then yeah, I thought that's going to be the case, and then of course she pulled out some sambal, and then I was like, oh, so that's how. So basically, instead of samjang, she used sambal. I guess like they sound close enough, so like I guess that kind of works. Yeah, so that's my food adventure for the last week. Yeah. Also, I just realized that starting from next week, I'm probably not going to have like any day in my life for the next 3 months where I will be awake and then like not going anywhere, because like I'll be starting my German class again next week.
Yippee!
Yippee. Yeah, I need to get like the certificate by the end of this year, so I kind of have to catch up to it now. But it just hits me that okay, that's like it's an intensive class, so I'm going to take it from like Monday to Friday, and afterwards I have to work, so I can pay for the tuition. So yeah, fun.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, thank you. And I like, yeah, like earlier I was like out to kind of like buy. I was looking for like the textbook. Yes, like I went to like the largest bookstore in Duisburg, and then they have like lots of like rows and rows of like the various textbooks from various subjects, and then like they have like maybe like 10 different titles on English. And I was like, huh, where's like the German one? There's one for like students, but like, of course I'm not a student. I need the ones for like the foreigners, right? The people, the aliens. Aliens. But anyway, I looked for that, and then I didn't find it. And then I kind of like vaguely remember that I went there previously, and they have like a, how do I put this, like the aisle for like the language learning books. And then I just remembered that at that time I tried to look for that particular book that my course was using, and I thought like they only did not carry like that particular brand basically. But yeah, turns out I asked the information table and they don't have it. So I was like scrambling, right? Like and it was already like close to 6 p.m. So like everything's going to close soon in Germany. Like I was like, oh, what do I do now? And then turns out there's like a smaller bookstore like nearby. And I went there. And then yeah, they don't have, of course they don't have it. They only have like novels and stuff. So like, yep, I guess I checked out. Yeah, and then so tomorrow I'll probably have to wake up early to go and find them, hopefully, or I'll have to join my first class blind without any textbook.
Nice.
Yeah, I guess like I can just buy it from Amazon, but I don't know why I feel like adamant on like trying to buy it in a physical store. Maybe also because I'm going to work tomorrow, so there's just like the anxiety. I guess like, what if like they did not like leave it inside my mailbox, and then I have to like if in the end I can only like collect the book like after I finish my first lesson, then there's not going to be any difference, right? Like in case I don't find it tomorrow, then I'll be able to like my course is in Düsseldorf anyway, so like that one big bookstore in Duisburg that I said like is the largest in Duisburg. Like Düsseldorf has like 3 or 4 like stores for that brand, so like I was like, yep, if I cannot find it inside like in like tomorrow, then I can just go to my first class, just stuff it out like while I cannot see anything for like the first lesson, and then I can go and go around and then try to find the book in Düsseldorf. Like, and then at that point I'll be on the move. So if I have to go to other cities to buy it, it's going to be easier rather than earlier when I was like, okay, so I did not find it. I tried to go home and I tried to calm myself down that I didn't find it, and then I tried to look for other stores, and then like it's already 6 p.m. and I was like, yeah, my path's already taking root on my path, so I'm not going anywhere anymore today. Not today. I already did too much physical and emotional labor today.
Yeah. Oh my god. Have I mentioned that meme before? Like, I actually don't know even. I don't even know if it was a meme or was like just something that like my old roommate made up, and then like, but like they always like to say, "Not today, not tomorrow, only on Monday." It's like what?
That checks out. I hope that's an actual meme. Yeah, that will be too precious to not be one actually. So like, yeah, like if it is not a meme yet, we'll need to make it into one, one way or another, But not today, not tomorrow, only on Monday. Oh yeah, indeed. So yeah, speaking of like a bigger news, like I was like, because like last week you do have your 313 stuff with Pushy Road, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I thought like, yeah, let's talk about that. But like, turns out today they decided, no, there's something new to talk about. Although like we are supposed to talk about Elspeth like next week, but I guess like there's something that's relevant to be talked about now. Because we have a new band list. Yay! So yeah, starting from like the cards that are going to be banned, we have 4 new cards actually. So like one of them, 2 of them are because of Nyx. One of them is for Kekiha, and then another one is for particular good stuff. But I don't know why it's hard to keep a straight face like whenever I say like fatigue low. But yeah, basically Mutu Dragon. It's 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 like an unintended use kind of thing as usual, because it was supposed to be like a limitation for Shiva. That's like Shiva has like Grand Force and everything, and then you are like taking one of its core so that you can draw an extra card. But like now you're giving it to Nyx, and then like, yep, this is basically what we needed. you you just pay like one, you put down one card, and then now you draw two basically, while adding two counters and like basically like breaking your opponent's field apart in the process. So yeah, now because of that, it's Mutu Dragon is going to be limited to one. So like as usual, just like how Hades got like that Dionysus sorcerer ban, Nyx also got this guy limited to one. Oh wait, I actually opened the wrong file. I just realized. So these are not banned. The cards that I show you right now are not banned. They are limited to one. Yeah. And then of course we have Diltos.
You can't even do the news right.
Yay. Bro, that's why we're a podcast and not an official Panda News outlet. And then yeah, you also have like Diltos, the Nyx's burst, which when people like when I saw like some people like trying to predict like what is going to be banned, like Diltos is one that is in people's predictions. So like, yeah, I was like, yeah, I mean like I rarely see him, so I was like, I did not expect it, more like because I did not see him often enough. But like, yeah, I guess like the reason kind of checks out. So like, because basically it can revive any cost 7 or lower, and you can trigger it. Terus kayak rekan karo sebenarnya Nix ka aru no ko ahe okay, I'm not reading that. That's
Wait, what? Share
nah.
screen. I don't see anything.
Yeah. So okay. Wait. Share my screen. I was failing to read that. さとしているこのカードは自分のニュースの子が減ったとき、相手のスピリットアルティメットネクサスがあれば、直ちに発揮できる。Oh yeah. So I guess that's why it's
8度出てくる。different to 発揮 but yeah.
発動できる。Oh yeah.
8度。
発動できる。
Yes.
Yeah, now I can kind of see why it is limited to one. It's kind of simple, isn't it? Simple in a good way.
It's because of the burst effect.
Yeah.
Because it's the fact that like it gives you so much more options right now. Like basically Diltos allows Nyx to also use the trash. And then like cost 7 or less means it is like a very big range. And like it's not like it's even barely a limitation, like because of how Nukes plays the game. Because like, what kind of cards does Nukes even have that are cost 8 or more? Cost 8, you only have the Concluser, which you probably won't need to summon with Diltos. And cost 9, literally only Dark Secret.
Which can summon itself.
Exactly. So like the burst effect condition is like barely a condition. And it means like you can summon anything out from your trash in accordance to the situation. And like that is the reason for like the limitation that they gave. And also because you can recycle this card as well.
Oh.
Because it goes back to hand in level 2.
Alright. And it's when you destroy it as well.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Damn. Oh yeah, and then also it can revive burst if you brave if you need to.
Yeah.
I should have got on it there.
I mean, either way, you can just like revive like anything with a summon condition, with
Mm-mm.
a summon effect, and like, you're still gaining a lot more values from it.
Mm-mm.
So yeah.
Yeah, definitely something that needs to be clamped upon. My vocabulary is like decreasing as the night goes on. Yeah, I concur. And then next up we have Pelset. Of course, it's a part of Kekiha. So which I just realized now because like this guy has been like around for a long time. Like people are using like 3 of this guy, and then I never questioned why. I thought this is because it's a funny little guy. It's a cost 0 that is a Kekiha, so you can. So yeah, that's why like I just read like the text now, and then like okay, so that's why.
Imagine just because of funny little guy. God damn it.
Exactly. Like yeah, I mean like it's a we got like Kiki has like a 6-color deck, right? So I was like yeah, maybe like just one like more extra symbol is going to help. I was like my brain was small, I did not read, and then like okay, so that's why. I just realized that on level 2, if you have done then basically like this it becomes like a 6-color as the cost 0. So like okay, so that's why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that it enables a lot more play for
Mm-mm.
Gekiha, which they're not supposed to.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like
Yeah.
yeah.
Go on, go on.
Yeah, no. Because like I think like they don't want it to be too versatile, so I guess like going to slow down a little bit more.
No, exactly. That is the reason, yes.
Mm-mm. Yeah, that's like the only alternative now that you have is probably that they have is probably going to be like the three wise deity. That like if you bring too much of them, then they don't have like a synergy with tons contract scale. So I guess that's kind of like the trade. There's a trade off if you want to bring them basically. I guess that's a little bit more balanced than like okay, so now this guy doesn't give you extra core, doesn't give you extra draw, but like it works with the Grand Walker. Like it trades your hand, it's a cost 0, so you can just summon it right away, and then now it's a symbol that can bring out Ragnarok. So like now after Ragnarok is out, like the symbol will barely matter, but like it gets you there. And that's scary.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
And yeah, finally we have everybody's favorite heroes that no one ever except for me because I'm a sucker for like anniversary series. I think like I said that before. But like yeah, I guess like finally one of my decks got hit. Because I do have like for like collaboration I do have like a CEO deck, and then like now CEO is being limited to 1. Not because of his own deck, because his own deck, just to put it lightly, kinda suck. So like like why does he even get on the radar in the first place? Because we have this guy called Patiklo. Patiklo, as your count increases its own cost, so like it becomes a cost 5 red spirit. That it was supposed to be like a control deck, and then like okay, so now in a control deck there's always that awkward like middle part where your opponent can start to kind of like rebuild their field like the next turn, and then you kind of have to prepare yourself to keep your control. But like now in that awkward turn, you can basically just okay, so like instead of giving it back to you and then like possibly like losing my control, I will just finish the game right away by just attacking normally, like because like also Fatigue Glow kind of like forces you to kind of like play a little bit of a tempo, kind of like hit once with Fatigue Glow to destroy that Grand Walker Nexus. So yeah, then your opponent will probably at 4 lives anyway, so you barely have to return anything, and you will still have like 30 something cards in your deck, and then but CO2 will be attacking with 4 symbols.
Yeah, and even if your deck doesn't have enough cards, Petit Glow also plays Grandstein, yes. I think some of them play Grandstein, but also Seeds Glowy.
Yes.
Yeah. Which also which actually gives two extra symbols if you wish
Mm-mm.
enough counters. So yeah.
Yeah, very fun. Yeah, so good thing that I mean, like, yeah, I guess like Wilson also said that, yeah, if only they kind of like use the pair band again. But I guess like also the question is like when we are going to stop, because like if you just pair band CO2 with like the fatigue low, then we can just find another engine, isn't it? Like, well, it's not like we
Uh,
are going to find a specific engine just for CO2, but like there's bound to be like something in the future where, okay, so like now it's kind of like a good stuff control deck, and then like, okay, so like what do we put? Like we have like 3 last slot, like what do we put inside? CO2.
yeah,
Yeah,
true. Yeah, there is that element. Yeah.
yeah. So I guess, yeah, I guess like the crash out of some members in our server is kind of like valid. So like if only they could kind of like make a separate ban list for like the collab sets. But that also means that in the collab battle, we'll also have to face 3 RK and 3 Imperial Dramon Paladin mode, and that doesn't sound fun. Yeah. In there, so will you like exchange like 3 CO2, like 3 CO2 for like also 3 RK and 3 Paladin mode? I guess I'll keep CO2 at 1.
I,
Or
I I love how we're talking about this. Like your server just keep people in your server just keep crashing out.
it's just this once. Whether they got
I
like uh
what is
yeah,
it?
yeah, well, because like most of like the active people on my server like are Commander fans, so like, yep, you
Yeah.
ban a Commander card and then everybody's going to crash out. Mm.
Yay, congratulations! Another
Yeah,
collaboration series into the ban list.
yeah.
We have what? We have Gundam, we have Digimon, and then now we have Kamen Rider.
We only need we only need Aikatsu next, yo.
Oh my god, I honestly, I would unironically be happy if I got to get any cards, limited or banned.
Yeah, because like if you look at from another point of view, it's actually a badge of honor, isn't it? Because like your card is actually like broken enough to make it into the ban list,
Yeah,
regardless of
exactly.
who is using that. Like that card made it like, yo, that is our underdog. That's actually hype. That's how I got into like, well, not got into, but like I was kind of like curious about like the actual horse racing as well, because like I guess like earlier or like yesterday I watched like the clip where like Gold Ship, you know, like made a huge comeback, and I was like, oh my god, because like, you know, like the thing about Uma Musume is like they all dress differently, right? So like you can't really tell like which like horse that you're like supporting, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like in actual horse races, like especially if like the video quality is not that good, like especially because it's like really sunny outside, like all the horses going to look like fairly the same, because like they're going to be like somewhat like their what was that again, like their mains it's going to be like somewhat like brown or black to that shade, so like under like really strong lights they're going to look like just the same amount of darkness.
Yeah, fair enough, yeah.
Yeah, and then there's this like strikingly white horse, like Ghost Ship, like has like the act like the total anime protagonist energy. And then like when he was like starting like a little bit late, and then like just like halfway there, like he just started to kind of like sprint, and then like he just like leave everyone in the dust. Oh my god, that's fucking hype. I understand it now. When I once my mate come back from Japan, I think we are going to go see the like the racing scene in NRW basically.
That'll be cool, yeah.
Yeah.
I also watched my football game
Mm-mm.
once in
Mm-mm.
person
Mm-mm.
in Manchester for
Mm-mm.
Manchester United.
Mm-mm. Mm.
And like I never watched football, but like that was pretty hype,
Mm-mm.
even though like I didn't really understand
Mm-mm.
who's who, like how strong they are.
Mm-mm.
But like as I mentioned before, I still think like like the NBA games were like
Mm-mm.
amazing. But I
Yeah.
suppose like that partly also because I actually do know how to play basketball.
Mm-mm.
But it's kind of like more hype for me than oh yeah, it was Emmy who was with me. Like he
Mm-mm.
suggested to go and watch the NBA game and I
Mm-mm.
went with him. And and then like he was he was so confused. Like he's not like confused, but
Mm-mm.
like he doesn't really play basketball that much. So like
Mm-mm.
he was a bit confused with some of the rules and I
Mm-mm.
had to explain to him. But like overall it's still like really hype.
Mm-mm.
Like a lot of the things you wouldn't be interested in general, but when
Mm-mm.
you watch it in person, it can be pretty interesting to watch here.
Yeah. I think that's also why, like, yeah, I can finally understand like the what is it again, like the idiom of like, yeah, like when you want to express that you are invested in something, like you have a horse in this race, right? Like I finally understand that literally because I have a horse in the race. But yeah, because like yeah, now that they mention it, like the last time I felt like really hype like watching sports, I guess was like around middle school, because like my middle school was like really small, right? So like they perform like quite okay in basketball. So like when they have like a big match, they will just invite us to like this. And then like in Surabaya, I don't know why, but like the basketball scene is like the high school basketball scene is like pretty big. Like when we have like the big match, they just invited like the whole school basically. Like yeah, our school is going to be playing in this match. Like please come and support our school. And then like half of like the stadium will be like the kids from my school, and then we just chant like yeah, offense, offense, defense, defense. But like yeah, it's just the hypest thing ever. As a middle schooler, I understand Jack shit about basketball because I was already a whip at that time, and I was uh deadly obsessed with Captain Tsubasa. And I was like, okay, I wanted to play football, but like nobody wants to play football because everybody, especially the cool kids, wanted to play basketball. And then I was like, yeah, at that time, because I never played basketball, so I feel like, yep, I just didn't get it. It's like, I just cannot like for my life like bounce the ball and make sure that it lands like in the same hands again. Like I just thought that just didn't register into my brain. And well, I guess eventually I can kind of dribble, but like also like at this point it's already too late. And also in high school I found a friend who plays badminton. So I was like, okay, so this should make even less sense than basketball. This is not only because I have something that I hold, which with my whip brain, like, ooh, this looks like a sword, and then like I don't know why, but like it makes more sense to me. Also, like that's one of the sport that the the adult like around my area was playing. So like yeah, I have like more exposure to badminton than I have to basketball. Like yeah, that's how. Like if you like force me to like play something to pass time, I'm going to choose badminton basically.
Mm.
Yeah. Then now I can't really be bothered because like if I want to play, then I have to go all the way to Düsseldorf every Saturday afternoon. So like, yep, not going to happen. That's not going to happen. But also like like everybody in Germany is busy, right? Like everybody's either studying engineering or they are working. So like there that one afternoon where they play badminton is like the sacred like for like maybe like 2 to 4 hours where they will disconnect from the world and they are going to play just badminton for those 2 to 4 hours. So like, yep, I want to commit to other stuff, so like I will not be making that amount of commitment, I guess. Not there. It is what it is. This is all because of VO2. So like yeah, quoting that the bad guy from Decade is like this is all because of Decade.
Honore di Kato.
Honore Decade, indeed. Uh, and then of course if we have played restricted to one, we have to have like the ban ones, the one that has to go. So basically there's only 3 cards that get into the ban list. We have we have 1 collateral damage basically. The other one is the other side of the other one, so like that kind of doesn't count. So yeah, basically, Onmyo Child and Bone Shark unit has to go. New Mother Core has to go, and then the normal Onmyo Child, just because it shares a name, just like Playdra, it has to be banned. Yeah, the collateral damage. And then yeah, as you can see, Bone Shark is a dual-sided card. It's the rebirth card, so like that's why the other side is also included in the ban list. Just to let you know that both sides are banned now. Yeah. So yeah, I guess like those two kind of like were created to kind of like punish the Grand Walkers, so we will move away from the Grand Walkers, and then now because they want us to move back to the Grand Walkers, they kind of have to remove it from the game and probably bring it back at some point.
No, probably not.
Yeah.
The problem with them is that, the fact that just by playing one copy,
Mm-mm.
you're already stopping the whole deck from functioning.
Mm-mm.
Which obviously, from a business standpoint, they don't want that, but
Mm-mm.
also in general, it's just like a very bad player experience as well.
Yeah.
So like, I don't see them coming back, honestly, because like, unless like there are some ways for Grand Walkers to get around them, like it's very hard to actually deal with them.
Mm-mm. Yeah. Or like if they somehow like decided that okay, so now from now on all Grand Walkers are going to be cost 4 because fuck you all. Okay. I guess I remembered. Okay, so okay, so of course like on your child is probably not going to come back because like basically now it's going they shut down just everything. But yeah. Bone Shark, if I'm not wrong, it only shuts down cost 3 or lower, isn't it? I can't read.
Wait, can you not read on there?
That is an image, so that was too small. I'm going to load.
Yeah, it's I'm pretty sure it's originally cost 3 or less.
Mm-mm. Okay, I'm going to load the actual card, which I can read now. Yeah, it's a cost 3 or less. So yeah.
Originally cost 3 or less.
Oh. Yep, that's
Yeah.
right. I guess that's a problem because like if it's only like 3 or less, then we can kind of like circumvent it with Saga Praise, but like of course without with it being like originally cost 3 or less, like no amount of Saga Brave, like no amount of Saga double braving that Lu can do is going to change that, unfortunately. So yeah, I guess that's going to be a hard sell, but like we'll see. One day the pirates will be coming back. And yeah, what is a little bit of pirate fun if you're not going to be breaking a little bit of rules here and there? Not just kidding. Don't do that. That's cringe. But yeah. And then finally the new mother core is gone. Yay.
Yay.
I don't know. Cause like the only Gekiha that I've played with is the one that Amamiya built, and he actually already kind of like, well, that's also why I kind of like, got like the idea of like the trade-off with using more the wise deity. That's like he already kind of like leans to like playing as if like the new mother core is not there. So, like if the new mother core is there, then it's going to be more of a bonus. But like even if it's not there, then it's the deck should still work somehow. Of course, it's way slower, but yeah, it works. It punishes you. It kind of like really annoying to play against like in the later games as well. So yeah, I guess that's still valid. So the new mother core finally is gone. That's good news still.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess like even then, like, I guess with Kekiha, the deck is like popular enough that I guess like a lot more like people are going to have like enough data to kind of like find a substitute. So like, yeah, we'll be looking forward to see how Kekiha is going to weather this, and probably going to. To be fair, I mean like after the first panelists, they kind of like went away for a while, and then like in the end, people just realized that yep, it's still the goat in a way. And as a bonus, there's actually like one. Let's see, I will show you like one comic that our good friend Wilson just made. Well, not really a comic, it's just a small panel, but yeah. So yeah, we are going to see how Grand Walker Dan Contractor Dan is going to fight the other Contractor Dan. The cost for Contractor
God.
Dan versus the cost to Contractor Dan.
Oh, it's so annoying. It's like bashing down, bashing down, bashing down, bashing down every day. We're getting a new bashing down deck in BSC 50 as well. Oh my god.
It's a yeah. I mean, like to put it into perspective, if you don't play Battle Spirits, it's basically if Pokemon for some reason release like a special set that focuses on Pikachu, and then like the next then they will release another special set that will also focus on Pikachu, but the chunky Pikachu, like the Chonkachu, and then they will release another
Pikachu.
special set that features the Captain Pikachu. So like they're all different characters, but we all know that they are only printing these sets because it has Pikachu, their best-selling character, and people would inadvertently buy it because we are simple people like that. Because like I thought like okay, so like why are they doing this? Like why do they have to have like the Galaxian set and then like the Brave set? Like just after they have like the Gekiha set. Like I know that Bashindan is like the goat and like he is like the coolest character in Battle Spirits ever, and then personally speaking is my favorite character as well. And then I was like, but like this is too much. I'm not going to bite into like the Galaxian set. And then like they refilled one card, and I fell down. I took the bait. Fuck this. But yeah. Actually, there's
I mean,
more.
it sounds like what they're doing with Charizard right now.
Oh yeah. Charizard.
Oh my
Charizard never
god,
leaves.
I'm getting sick of seeing that card, or that Pokemon.
I was like, okay, so like, how is like, okay, so now what is the gimmick for like this generation? Omega Evolution. Oh my god, offers Charizard is going to come back, isn't it? And then like, okay, so like, like finally new region, new gimmick, and then it's going to be like, okay, so now everything is cybernetic. Okay, and then like the first, and then like, how are they going to promote this? And then like, yeah, so we have cybernetic Charizard because why not?
Yeah, basically, yeah, literally. I
Yeah.
mean, so you know how there's Mega Charizard X
Uh-uh.
and Mega Charizard Y.
Yeah.
People are joking that they're waiting for Mega Charizard Z.
Oh my god. And then like the main mechanic for like Pokemon Legends ZA is also Mega Evolution, so that
Yeah,
might
so
happen.
that's why the joke comes from. Yeah.
I see. Yeah.
Oh my god, have you seen Mega Victory Bell?
Oh my god, that chunky boy.
Chunky boy.
Let's go.
Show the image. Show the image.
Oh yeah. And yeah, I just
Chunky
really
boy.
like that how do I put this? Like the way they introduce Mega Victory Bell is just freaking havoc like all the like around the city. That's actually like a really interesting way to kind of like how do I put this, like show like how the Pokemon will fit inside that world basically. But yeah. I mean like it's here they're a little bit slim here, but like Here it's like a
Just
really
because,
happy chunky
yeah.
boy.
Oh no, look at yeah, there we go, chunky boy.
Yeah. And then like look at that big smile. Like it's upside down, but like it's smiling, isn't it? You can like even though the like from this perspective, like it looks like a frown, like you can feel like the energy, the smile, the smoke that it is now a victory bell. A mega victory bell. It's not just any victory bell, it's a mega victory bell. Damn.
Mega victory bell.
Yeah. It has passion now. It has a shawl.
Oh, what?
What was it again? The one that you put the neck warmer thing. What?
What? A scarf?
Yeah, scarf. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why do I? That's like the Indonesian word for scarf is like shell, right? But like I, yeah, because like I learned like because like shawl, like turns out like shawl is also exists in English, which is kind of like a specific. Like shawl is a more specific type of like scarf, I guess. But yeah, huh. But then anyway, that's not important. I barely understand fashion anyway. But yeah, it's really fashionable now. Yay! And then I was like looking at like somehow like the fan design for like Mega Victory Bell is actually kind of badass as well. Like this one make it a little bit more look more toxic because there's a
Yeah.
poison Pokemon. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then this one made it lean more into like the plant side of things, like the grass side
Yeah.
of things. So like make it into more something a little bit more aggressive. And then this one, why does it look like very ghostly? Do you have like a grass ghost Victory Bell?
No.
No, right? Yeah.
I mean, we have grass ghost Pokemon, but not victory bell, no.
Hmm.
Yeah, but like as people say, the goofier it looks, usually the stronger it is. It's like prepare to be the next meta.
Yay. Oh yeah, that actually checks out. Like imagine like you're like in the finals for like the Pokemon World Video Game Championship, and then like you are about to win, and then like your opponent just sends out like, oh, this chunky guy, and then like, fuck, I don't have to outpower that.
No, not the chunky boy.
Yeah. Yeah. I have to outpower everything except for that one.
Except for the chunky boy.
Exactly. Just like I remember like how like some like the like not the meta, right? Like some of like the tournament winners is like basically kind of like a Pikachu. Like there's that one time where like a Pachirisu was like tanking everything, and then like they made a comic out of it where like several of like the meta Pokemon were like dropping like hidden power or something, and then like they drop like a literal meteor, and then the Pachirisu just casually like while eating nuts like holding the meteor with one hand.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
God, Pachirisu.
exactly. And then I think like there's one where my friend's friend kind of like won a big tournament with Pikachu. But like basically that Pikachu actually won him the game because it has like a very, 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 very specific stats. So like it has to be level 27 or something. So, like if it levels up even one more, like it will screw up his strategy. Because it has to be in that speed for it to kind of like answer the meta basically. It's just like, huh, like yeah, now this is like okay, so I know that like the actual like video game championship is not that simple, but like okay, so this is like you have to account like for every single of the six that way. So like oh yeah, that is actually like very convoluted and deep, but yeah. Props to the people who actually like stays in the meta. Damn, that's really next level commitment. And we complain that we have to keep up with like maybe like 7 variables maybe. And like now I think like modern TCGs you basically going to have like a core, which is kind of like the 30 cards that will barely change. Like maybe like you will like change like 1 or 2 of the composition, but like aside from this 30, like you don't really have to change anything. And then you have like 10 slots that okay, so you know like the meta has this. So like okay, like if I put like this one single anti-card volted like wreck like my balance or not, or do I add like more drawers? Those kind of like they're like kind of like controllable amount of variables, because like okay, so you know like how your deck works, and then like okay, so like there's like 3 or 4 more kind of like gamble that you can take in direction of like strategies that you can take from that point on. And yeah. And we already complain about it sometimes. Especially if suddenly like, cause like we all like to pretend that okay, so like, oh no, the game is like not diverse enough, like nobody like always like the same deck is winning, but like if you like actually follow the meta, right? Like actually that's more beneficial to you when there's only like 7 decks that you need to consider in the meta, right? Because like okay, so now you only have to consider also because like unlike Pokemon, I guess because like you play them like one by one. Because you play like in the VGC, I mean, like you consider like you need to consider like when a certain Pokemon in what order kind of like comes out, right? But like but like with TCG, you kind of like it is not exactly 1-to-1, but like generally speaking, you can kind of like consider like all the other decks in you that is your your rival's deck kind of like as one single entity, because like you can kind of like tell like okay, so you can kind of like tell when a Nyx deck is kind of like breaks, and then like how much time you can generally have before you get how deep you can hit them, and then like have them still struggle before they can kind of like use the extra core to kind of like just blew you up in one turn, right? You can kind of like get that general idea still, but like yeah, I guess that is why like the less deck that you have, like the even less thing that you have to consider. But like when they ban like every single thing in the meta, and then like okay, so now it's a wild west. There's like 40 different decks that you need to consider, because there's border battle spirits, like decks that is in tier 4 can still kill you pretty much comfortably if you don't know how to fight against them.
I mean, Pokemon VGC is still it's also about the same. The thing is like, what is it? Like, just because they're separate Pokemon doesn't mean like, their strategy is like any different, really. Like, in fact, it can be the same as like any kind of TCG, whereas like, there is like a specific pattern that, you have to do in order to utilize your team very well, etc. Stuff like that. This also exists very much in VGC, and like also like, you can also recognize patterns. Like if they send out one Pokemon, then like you can like kind of immediately realize, what kind of team they're using, like what kind of style they're going for. Yeah, so like I don't think it's like really, I mean there are like different complicated points, but like it's not like more difficult or easier than TCG either way. It's just like different things to consider.
Oh
really.
yeah. Yeah, I mean like in the end it doesn't mean like one is like more. I mean like like as with everything, right? Like you like having less or more to consider doesn't make things harder or easier, right?
Yeah.
That's why like okay, so like playing Vanguard, like starting to play Vanguard is really easy, but like actually getting good at it still, I mean like if you want to consistently win in it, then you still kind of like need some degree of understanding.
I mean, let's be honest, it's Vanguard. There's no way you can win consistently.
No, you I mean like not super consistently, but to some extent. I mean, like, you can kind of tell, like, which... I mean, you can still kind of tell, like, okay, so this guy have played for a while or not. At least. But yeah. Or that is my Vanguard boomer speaking. That's like, back then, you can tell. But there, anyway. Where was I?
Now just shout for the over trigger and you win.
No. You... Back then, we don't have over trigger, we have stand trigger, and that's more broken. Yeah, I like it. I like that when I brought, like, when, yeah, I don't know what happened in the BSS group, but like we were like at some point was talking about Vanguard, and then like, yeah, I just realized that stand trigger started in the game to be kind of like, oh, okay, so this is kind of dope, and then like we realized that, okay, so like the point is to win, like instead of like increasing the number of attacks that can still be guarded or can actually, like, how do I put this, like, can potentially increase the risk of you, like, getting your opponent's trigger too early. You just put in more critical triggers. It's like in the end, at some point until like booster 15, no, actually, like even after 17 or something, like stand trigger kind of like fall out of fashion. And then starting from booster 18, well, not really booster 18, but like several boosters after that, they kind of like introduce like this stand triggers that kind of like supports your deck. So like they have like a really broken effect that if you use the stride mechanic. Then, for example, for the deck that I played, because I played Genesis, they have this stand trigger called Dreaming Dragon. Which Genesis, the main mechanic is to soul charge as much as possible. So you use the card on top of your deck, and then you put it below your Vanguard, and then you use that to pay costs. But because of that, like one of the weaknesses, like you ran out of cards in your deck really fast, right? The faster you want to move, the faster you're going to lose your deck, and then basically, you will, yeah, basically, then it kind of got outclassed by Legion, basically, because like then with Legion you can retain like 4 of any cards from your drop zone to your deck, and then you basically increase the number of triggers in your deck. So like how, but Genesis's Legion, well, eventually they got like the good ones, but like, yeah, one that they promoted as like their extra is not, it's kind of just okay. Like, okay, so like how do we bring, and then, so basically when they introduce a stride, like, okay, so like do you want to do that and basically like lose one turn into not stride while their stride is still kind of like way better? Because like you can order the top 4 cards of your deck, so like why would you not want that? Right. And then so yeah, basically they introduce this card called Dreaming Dragon. What it does is basically it is a stand trigger. At the end of the turn, you have to pay a cost in which it goes to your soul or it goes to your deck. I forgot which one. And then you return the rest of your drop zone to the bottom of your deck and then you shuffle. So you basically, yeah. Yeah, so basically
that sounds even worse than the over trigger right now.
Exactly. And then, okay, so but that is not the stand trigger that made Genesis broken. You know what the trigger that actually made Genesis broken? It is the one that comes way after that. It's called the Goddess of Slumber, Taro, if I'm not wrong. But her title is something related to sleep, basically. So yeah, she looks like a really harmless girl. Goddess of Slumber, Taro. Oh yeah, got this one. Goddess of Deep Sleep. Oh wait, can I find a bigger? Okay, so like, she has a keyword, specific keyword that is specific to the new Genesis cards at that time. But that is not important. The important part is the bottom one. Like, basically, when this card is put into the drop zone from your soul, so if you pay the soul plus cost, you can return this card to the bottom of your deck, and then you choose one of your rear guard and stand it.
Bruh.
Yeah, so that sounds like, okay, so you increase one single attack. Like, that's not going to be harmful, right? Until you realize that Genesis has this one card that is supposed to be a filler card. But for some reason, but for that specific reason, in modern Genesis at that time, it becomes really strong. It is called Angelic Voiceman. So when it attacks, you can Soul Blast 3. It gains a whopping 4,000 power. It has a base power of 10,000. Like in that era of Vanguard, where you hit like 11,000. Like, it's not that impressive, right? Like, if you could boost it, then it becomes 21,000. But you pay 3 soul plus. So like, it is not a cheap cost by any means. Like, for in effect that measly, it's not cheap. But combined with Taro and these two other cards, so like, there's two cards, a very old card that they have like very simple effects in which if you soul plus them, you soul charge 2 from the top of your deck. So like, what you will do is basically you soul plus Taro, and then at least one of these cards, and then like maybe like one other card, or like if you still have like lots of cards left in your deck, then you would soul plus 2 of like the soul charge 2 cards. So, or like another Taro basically, just so that you have cards in your deck, because like in Vanguard you cannot have your deck 0 at all times, unlike Bell Spirits. So because like once your deck hits 0, then you lose. Yeah. So you basically return you soul plus 2 Taro, and then one of the cards that soul charge give you 2 soul charge. And then you return both Taro, you stand 2 units, and then you proc like the one that when it got soul plus out, you soul charge 2. So you soul plus both of the Taro back.
Bruh.
Yeah. And then you can continue on doing that until your opponent dies. But then again, 14k power, no big deal, right? Like, it's not going to be that how do I put this? Threatening, right? So,
Yes.
in a very perfect storm, so like, of course, Fender has three kind of like familiar, right? So like, what was his name again? So like, we have Kjol, we have this guy's we have Kjol, we have what was the other guy? I forgot the name. God damn it. Okay, Wanami Shiro Shackle Feather. Gelgia. Yeah, Gelgia. Vanguard Gelgia. So, in a perfect storm of like releases, they give Angelic Voice. This Taro was basically part of like the Revelation keyword, which one of them is this card called Shackle Feather Gelgia. So like, it is not unlimited, but like, if you do this correctly, if you do everything correctly, you can practically attack unlimited number of times, because you are only limited by the number of like the witches that when it got soul blasted, you soul charge 2 cards in your soul. So what Gelgia does is, when it is in your soul during your main phase, you can put this card in the bottom of your deck, and then you choose one of your rear guard, stand it, and then it gets plus 3,000 until the end of the turn. And then you can soul charge 2, and then you can soul charge 2, and then give it another 3,000. Double it and give it to the next person. Pretty much literally. Yeah, so basically, yeah, it's a soul charge 2. It's a soul charge. Yeah, soul charge 2. So basically, if you filter your deck until you have like very little number of cards in your deck left. You can basically return Gelgia to your deck. So just to Gelgia and then use that Gelgia to return Gelgia. Yeah, very fun. And then you can basically fill your soul with all the witches, and then with the witches and tarot, and then Gelgia will pump Angelic Voiceman to a very large number, usually around 50,000 realistically. And then you can keep on hitting your opponent for like 54,000 for every attack. So like, yeah. And let's say you have like realistically like 3 witches in your soul, so that will be at least like 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So like if everything goes well, that means they have to fight against 5, 7, 9 attacks. And then yeah, around wait, no. I'm over counting. So 3, 5, 7. Yeah, no, it's actually 9. Yeah, it's increasing of 2 every time the Angelic Voiceman attacks. 11. So 11 attacks, and then like about like half of them, like about like fuck, why my brain is already freezing. But around like 4 to 5 of them, of those 11 attacks is going to be like 50k. So like, yep. I ended up using Genesis, but I did not. I was that edgy kid, so I used Angelic Voiceman, but I don't want to fall into like, yep, my deck is just Angelic Voiceman or die. Because as you can tell from how that deck works, it's kind of like a high roll deck. So of course I lost to that in the top 8 decision match. Fuck that shit. Fuck Wiseman, man. But yeah, I had fun, so it is fun. It was not fine. I wanted to win.
Oh.
I wanted to win, I said, as I always exclusively choose like the most high roll decks out there in a game where luck is like already a big part of the game. You can see how healthy I was as a Vanguard player back then. They made my only stable the only stable deck that I have irrelevant, and then I just chose violence. I will not be I will no longer buy your idea of stability. Fuck stability. I'm going to go high roll all the way. It doesn't help, but the fact that the one time I actually won like the championship is the one where I use high roll doesn't really help my personality at all. That's why even when I play BS, I always go, whenever I can go for like the most high roll strategy, I'll go for the most high roll strategy. Like when people was playing like a Dahlia Moonwalls in their Fairy deck, I was like, but if everything lines up, if everything lines up, this Aprolania can hit like 6 times with 2 symbols. Like I will choose that. So that was my TED talk. Thank you for coming to my TED talk.
Not very inspiring, as you say.
Yeah, as you know, do you know like why some TED talks might sound shitty? Because
Why?
if you realize there's TED talk and there's TEDx talk.
What?
So TED talk is the one where they invited the speaker basically. But TEDx, you basically pay to be on TED's channel, but they won't give you like a TEDx marker to kind of like tell people that you are like external. You are an external speaker, so like you pay to be there basically. So of course, like nobody's going to notice that, right? Because like that X is also like really small compared to like the TED logo. So like, yep. But like now you know. So if you see like that X in the title, and yep, like even that is not probably like I haven't watched that like like recently, so I don't think like even the one that they actually organize themselves is going to hold up or not. I don't have information on that. But like, if you see like TEDx, then it's going to be more of a gacha than it already is. Yeah. So that's why like you can see like the most out of touch, like most out of touch, most halus delusional people like talking in the stage of like the style of that, but like turns out they paid to be there. Diabolical stuff.
Damn.
Yeah. So yeah, while we are there, before we got into more depressing talks, like how was your week? So how was your 3-on-3? Because I don't think this is your first Bushard event, is it?
It's my second Bushiroad event.
Yay!
But it was indeed my first 3-on-3.
Yay!
And it went fucking horribly wrong.
As always, as per usual.
We have 5 rounds.
Mm-mm.
And I was supposed to be the one carrying the team.
Mm-mm.
I won fuck all except for the last round.
Beautiful. You know what, same. My last 3-on-3 Battle Spirits tournament, I was supposed to be like the most experienced guy, right? So I was supposed to carry the team. And then I lose everything until top 4. And then I won in top 4, and then both my teammate loses.
Oh my god. Yeah, like oh my god, like the only time that I won, I was stuck at 3-6. And I canceled 3 times in a row.
Oh my god.
And then my opponent just died.
God was like, enough. You have enough bad luck today.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to compensate you a little bit. Not going to change your record, but like this is the consolation prize. You get to feel good today.
Oh my god, basically, yeah.
How does it feel to cancel like 3 times when you're on 3-6?
Very good, of course. We were
Yeah.
so excited. Like even my opponent was excited because he was actually my friend. Like more like we knew each other. And then like and it was like, okay, here's a deck shuffle. What's the damage? 3. 1 cancel. And the second attack. Oh, 1 cancel. And then like third attack, 3 damage. Like 1, 2, 3 cancel. And then I just dropped the mic.
Damn. That's actually really sick. Yeah.
Yeah, that was hilarious, yeah.
I wish I could have seen that live. That's also like the why like I guess like I read that now that you say that and we were talking about like having horse in the race of like in a sports in a spectator sport. Like just the other day, I guess like I read it in the wrongest place on earth. It's on Twitter, but like some people are like kind of like discussing on like, do people want to watch like the Swiss round basically? That's like this particular guy. He was like reporting for like a big One Piece tournament, right? And basically, some people cares a lot about numbers, and then can't be me. I do care about numbers, so I will not hide that. But anyway, he was like trying to assess community basically. I'm like, okay, so like because like the Swiss round matches are not like it's not as well received as like the top cut, so it's like asking like, like, do you guys have not it's like the demand not there basically. Fuck, my English is gone. I can use the hard word, but like not the simple words. Like what the fuck? Yeah. Basically, yeah, that was what he was asking, and then like, yep, of course, like some of the factors is mostly because that particular tournament, the also kind of like the Swiss that he captured is basically like mostly like the mirror matches. So like people was like, yeah, I mean like the mirror is kind of like the mirror, like watching mirror matches kind of like has its value when it's in like a higher table. But like when it is in the earlier Swiss round, especially when the stake is not as high as like in the later part of the tournament, like it just feels like, okay, so maybe not the one that we need to see yet. But yeah, that's basically like the thing is like if you wanted to capture like all Swiss, of course, it's going to be better in a way because like more content, more alternative for people to kind of like see how the game looks like on like all spaces, right? Also like also again with the horse thing, kind of like okay, so like it gives like more exposure to like the players itself in a way. Also like I guess now the bad thing about like the like I wouldn't say like it's a bad thing, but I guess like the nature of like the current competitiveness, we don't really have that much player that maybe carries like lots of accolades to the point that you will see the match because of the player, not the deck. You will most likely going to see the video one because of the tournament itself, or like because the deck that you are curious about is playing, basically. But like probably like rarely it's going to be like, oh, this guy is playing. I guess like that's also why like in a way like the way they kind of wanted to push Extreme League is kind of good because then even in the because like these pro players of course they kind of have to promote themselves like in the real world, especially like Komainu is the one that like he's kind of like the model guy for like the pro player, right? Because like he is the one who is like working his ass off like grinding to kind of like get the pro players more known outside of the league as well. And winning himself in the process. What a chat. So like yeah. Yeah. So like yeah, I guess that's also like even more hype, right? Like if you know this guy, like because like previously you don't know any of the players, and then like okay, so suddenly now I at least I know the name and the face, so now I'm kind of like invested, right? But like on the other hand, like with Swiss, you kind of like have that gamble of okay, so like the organizer might not allow you to kind of like just set up anywhere. Kind of probably have to set up in a very specific table. And like the people who got seated on that table, they might break. They might both break, and then they might use decks that are not as popular. So then there's that gamble. Because like, okay, so like there are going to be audience for that, but like for like the niche deck still, but like for the two people breaking, yeah, maybe not as much. But yeah, how do I put this? But like there's that much more randomness, right? Because like okay, so like what if someone is like trying to use a rogue deck and then like they fight against like the tier S deck, and then that tier S deck is actually like the anti for that deck. I say that while one like the literal highest viewed video on the time gaming is exactly that. Well, granted like my friend's deck is not the tier 4 deck, but like actually like he uses like a tier 1 deck, but like his opponent is using like the direct counter to that. So like I was like, yeah, there like why I was always wondering, right? Like why is like what are you still like really that hopeful that it's going to have like that one big break where like his opponent just breaks and then like his opponent is playing a control deck, by the way, and then he is using his opponent is using Link Joker, right? And then he's using like a deck that basically stands his rear guards. So like against Link Joker, his Vanguard can barely fight on its own, and then now it has to find Link Joker on its own. It has to fight 3 heroes on its own. Let that thing in for a while. And yeah, I guess like my friend was that good enough that I do feel hopeful when I watch it, but like yeah, it is maybe Chaos Breaker Dragon was right. Despair is deeper when you have hope for it, and it's even funnier because like the actual dragon in the lore actually said that.
What?
Yeah, so there's this antagonist in Vanguard called Chaos Breaker Dragon. He's an invader character, right? And then like he's basically like going around brainwashing everyone and then like killing everyone basically. And then his flavor text is basically. Wait, let's load up the actual flavor text. Chaos Breaker Dragon. Okay, so the flavor text. It is easy to break a man's heart. First, give it hope, then obliterated. Yeah, that goes hard, isn't it? It's for the secret version, by the way. That's why.
Damn.
Yeah, and that destroys like a lot of people's hopes for a while. So, yeah. And it made the comeback an unnecessary comeback. Fuck that time. Yeah. But yeah, I was just how did it get to this point? I was just talking about like how much more anime it is in the Swiss round, especially earlier rounds, right? Because especially you can really choose. Okay, so like this guy. Like because, well, I guess like it kind of depends on the game as well. Like also like where the tournament is being held. But I guess like if the game allows you to be consistent enough, then with the top tables you can kind of like see more familiar faces in a way.
Mm-hmm.
But like in the lower tables, it's going to be kind of like a gamble. And then okay, so like. Yep, I mean like I am invested in the deck, but like go random guy that uses my red deck kind of thing. Then yeah, I feel like there's a gamble, but I felt like kind of like too adult of a reason to kind of like say yeah. I mean like, well, I guess it is kind of like hard to say because like I'm not. Well, I'm a mediocre player at best, right? So like saying that other people is bad is kind of like feels kind of wrong, but like I guess like that's also like kind of like going to be the same. Like it's like if you expect like someone of a higher caliber, like you tune into like the Battle Spirits Championship Swiss round 1, and then you expect to see Koma Inu, and then you got shown my table, and then it's like fuck, I break. I break and I cannot handle this gracefully. That's like I think also like there's I guess like when I got into that stream as well, like for PSS for the pro tour. Yes, we have I do have. I was talking a little bit with my opponent about like showmanship, right? But like yeah, I mean like being in the stage is kind of like is a separate skill set on its own, and being able to be gracefully filmed while playing while film and playing gracefully normally kind of like it's kind of like different. It's kind of like a skill that you kind of have to develop it on its own, and if you can master it, then I guess like it kind of gives like people incentive to watch, like if you got stream basically. Yeah. So yeah, bottom line is just film yourself. Just film yourself more often, and then you can kind of like okay, so like you can see yourself. Okay, so This is how maybe if if you're not filmed, then fuck all. But like if you got filmed, then okay, so like at least I can see look a little bit better, present yourself a little bit better. Although in the end, don't forget to prepare yourself for the actual tournament. That's just a bonus. And yeah, I actually one of the reason I went out today was not to buy the textbook, my textbook. That was actually an afterthought. Like my main reason to go out of my house to go to the city center was actually to buy a new set of outer sleeves. Because because my Pantone premium box finally came. I needed an outer sleeve too. I did an outer sleeves to sleeve it. Yay. So I was so I was like, okay, so yeah, I have the time, so might as well go out to the city center and buy them. And then like I found out that I have to buy the textbook as well, so like an extra side quest, even better. I didn't find it. That is a little bit sad, but yeah. At least I got the sleeves, and then I just realized that yeah, I guess like if you are serious about your hobby, at some point, like capitalism will find its way to kind of like make everything expandable. Because like with trading card games, right? Like the one where I like it a lot is like technically speaking, if once you buy the cards, like you can use it forever. Because like there's always a way to kind of like use your card, even if your card is no longer relevant in the meta. Like if you really really want to play it, like you are bound to find someone who wants to play a kind of like a legacy format. Kind of like, okay, so like we can out of gentleman's agreement, we are going to play for fun only with cards from this set. Kind of like, especially if like the game is big enough, like you're bound to find like those kind of people. Sometimes you can find your own way, kind of like Magic. You have this thing called like the cube draft. Just basically you draft, but you craft like the pool itself, and then you just shuffle everything, and then you distribute it to everyone, and then you do drafting with those pseudo packs basically. Yeah, we need to do a cube draft for Bell Spirits one day. But yeah. So in that sense, then you'll probably need to buy like one set of sleeves, and then you're basically like set, quote unquote, for life, right? So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, sleeves turns out wasn't that durable, because it's basically just a reinforced. It's basically just a piece of plastic. It can be bent, it can be scratched, and it can be ripped apart, torn apart. Especially if you use the higher quality ones, which is basically just two different plastic merged, being glued together and then like cut apart, and then like now there's a lot of more points of weakness that can appear, structurally speaking, more point of weakness that can appear from that product, and then you will eventually have to replace that, especially if you want your deck to look pristine, right? And the card itself, it's going to be, because you use the sleeves, it's going to be mostly like okay. Except if you play it like the way Western people in the West like play their cards, especially because Magic. Yeah, I think like, yeah, I've heard from someone that Magic Gathering and Pokemon to some extent, like they made the card kind of like thinner so that it is more flexible, so that if you kind of like rough it up, then it can kind of like bend back into its original shape. But with Japanese game, because you are supposed to kind of like shuffle it like with the normal hand shuffle, then they don't bother. They just make it a little bit thicker so that the card looks nicer, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there's that. Yeah, and then they introduce oversleeves, so more things that you can break. That's why not. And then like I just realized
capitalism, baby.
Yeah, and I just realized, because like no matter what kind of hobby you have, if you wanted to do it seriously, you're bound to lose some money. That's like, let's say like try mentioning any hobby, like we can find a way to kind of like sell something for it. Because like if you say football, you have you usually have to rent the fields now, especially if you live in the city. If you don't live in the city, you're probably going to pay that indirectly with your tax. And then, since the context is you are playing seriously, you're probably going to rent some balls, like as if like you're going to play with the ball so much that you're going to break it at some point, and then you have to buy new ones. You probably have to buy several spares because like everybody's playing like really seriously.
Mhm.
Not to mention the shoes as well, because like especially if you use specialized shoes, but like otherwise this shoes is going to be stressed like a lot. So like you're probably going to like shoes that is going to last like normally going to last for like 3 years, probably going to last 2 years. Like you're still going to spend more. And then what else?
Yeah.
And then like drinks. At that point, you're probably going to spend more on like energy, the good stuff, like the protein stuff. Maybe like the isotonic stuff. Yeah. So yeah. What else? Name any hobby, Ayumu.
Jogging.
Jogging. Of course, there's if you jog really, there's always the equipments. There's the shoes. Going to worn out much faster if you jog like every day for a long time.
Mhm.
And then you'll probably want to spice things up. You'll probably want some earphone. And then that doesn't really count if you then fall into the other rabbit hole of like the good earphones. But then at first you'll probably be content with just YouTube. At some point you probably wanted to buy some audiobooks. And then it'll probably
That's fair. Yeah.
And then if not, then maybe because sometimes you wanted to go somewhere else, then you're going to spend more time at least. Because like usually just jog like in front of your house, but like now you want to you got to invest in jogging. Your friend found out and then they invited you to go to the other side of London, the other side of the country to jog with them, for example.
Mhm.
And then there's a lot of costs related to that. And then like what else? Sport is going to be like mostly just the shoes basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean like okay, so of course like also like we are like talking about like the context of like doing it like really 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 seriously, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Like even cooking, right? Because like the thing about cooking as a hobby, right? Why does it why do I consider it like as spending money, even though like it's going to be I'm going to eat it, so like it's going to kind of like go to like my daily spending anyway, right? Like theoretically. But if you cook as a hobby, you'll probably want to not just you will well I mean like if you wanted to take it to the next level, you will want to try new stuff. And you'll probably
Mhm.
buy something that you don't usually buy. And that's where the rabbit hole starts. You want to try new equipments, probably use the cast for a little bit longer. Just try to spice things up. You'll probably buy pasta that you're going to use once, and then okay, so now don't want to start getting pasta, so I just bought like this 3 other stuff. And then now okay, so now my pantry is like 3 times stock. But I bought this for like 1 week, and then next week I'm going to do my normal groceries. So like now my pantry is forever filled with stuff that I could have lived without, but like I bought it as an extra. And then not to mention that usually when you are not used to cooking some things, you are bound to mess up, and then now you have to spend more time cleaning, which is the not fun part. Which is why like now
Yeah.
now the part that kind of like demotivates me to cook more is not the cooking part. But that's the okay, so like now this dish requires like 3 different pans, and then like I don't want to deal with the aftermath. Like fuck, like especially because my sink is like really small, right? It's like yeah, I mean like if I use like my frying pan, then like yep, that that thing is like going to be owned by the frying pan for like the next 3 days because like I needed to let it kind of like kind of like let the kind of like let the leftover stuff to kind of like get soft from like the water, and then like finally I can clean it normally. So like yeah, that's the not fun part.
That's why you get a dishwasher. Yippee!
You're saying that as the person or the machine? But yeah,
Bro,
that's like because
bro.
like I'm my part of my job description is as a dishwasher, right? In which that means I basically just uh how do I put this? I just throw away the food on the plate and then order them inside the dishwashing machine.
That's so wrong.
Yeah, that's my job as a dishwasher. But yeah,
Yeah, but like, oh, I don't think I've told you. I actually got a dishwasher.
oh nice.
Yeah, I got a new dishwasher. I wasn't going to get one,
Where
but
did they
then
come from?
it was because when we were checking around the house,
Mm-mm.
we realized that like the pipe under the kitchen sink
Mm-mm.
is leaking, and the reason is because there's
Mm-mm.
supposed to be a tube leading to the dishwasher. So
Mm-mm.
like literally the tube is open,
Mm-mm.
and like normally you would have the cap on,
Yeah.
but the previous own like it's nowhere to be seen.
Mm-mm.
Like we don't know like the previous owner got rid of it or anything like that.
Jesus.
So like so me and my friend was thinking, okay, so we have two solutions.
Mm-mm.
Well, three solutions. We either try to fix it ourselves,
Mm-mm.
which we're probably gonna fail because
Mm-mm.
none of us are good at plumbing.
Mm-mm.
We find a plumber, or we get a dishwasher.
Mm-mm.
Because like yeah, because like that tube was supposed to be connected to a dishwasher,
Mm-mm.
which also the previous owner had, so we
Mm-mm.
knew about it. And then so like we thought about it, and then we decided to just get a dishwasher. Because like if we try to find a plumber, you you know European people, they were like, or maybe especially British people, they were like, come over for the first time, check the equipment, well, check the situation, and it tells you that, oh, I need to come back next time to bring the right equipment, and they're gonna
Mm-mm.
charge you for just the meeting,
Yes.
and then they're probably gonna come over again and tell you they're missing something, and then like they're gonna charge you the meeting again, and then they come for
Yes.
the third time, and so like at the end, you know what? It's easier to just get a dishwasher.
Mm-mm. Yes. I know that really well, because like the like the one that I am still holding grudge about is because they took down my fucking door, my fucking back door, and then they had the audacity of saying that, oh yeah, we have to order them first, so it's going to come around next week. Then don't take down my fucking door. Then why the fuck are you doing that? Like like okay, like I don't mind like interacting with my neighbor, right? But like then because like my back door was like open to my neighbor, so it's like my neighbor's kid was just come out in flock, and then they will look at us, and then they see that we are a little bit different, and they start asking questions, and that is the part where it is not nice. Yeah, so yeah. That was that was the cinema. God damn it. Yeah, yeah, but like yeah, I guess like to be fair, like good for them that they're being paid properly, but that's not how you that's not how you get your dough too. That is kind of like that's kind of shitty. Yeah, but yeah, I do have a dishwashing machine actually. But yeah, it's hands me down from like the previous tenant. Like it does, and it got used by a bunch of young people who are not familiar with how this washing machine works, so it did have some problems. And then last time I tried to use it because I was fine, because like I got tired of like hand washing my like the grill for the grilly part of my air fryer. So I was like, oh yeah, you can just put this inside the washing machine, the dishwasher. Right? I was like, could have done that. It was like, I was like looking at YouTube like innocently, like, yeah, how do I clean like grated stuff, right? Because like, yeah, this is like literally creating my dishwashing sponge. So like I did not find it fun to be doing. So I was like, how do I like basically rinse this and everything? And then when I search for that on YouTube, they just chuck it inside your dishwasher and it's going to be done. And it's like, that's brilliant. So I bought like the most expensive, because like I will exclusive now. I only use the dishwashing machine to clean my harder, like my stuff that I don't clean regularly, like the filter for my hood, for my cooking hood, and then the trays for my air fryer, right? So like, yep, I'm not going to use it regularly. Might as well get like the strongest stuff, like the most expensive stuff, so that they can get rid of my worries. And this is going to last me for like the next 2 years probably. Like, yep, this is going to be fine. And then like turns out, at first I was like, okay, so now the first problem is like the soap compartment was stuck, like it will not open, and then like drop the soap into the dishwasher. So I was like, so yeah, now I can't really use it. So that's why I switched to washing by hand. And then because I work, I guess I did my part-time job, I discovered something really simple solution to that. I can just drop them inside the dishwashing machine, and it's going to basically do the same thing. Yeah, but then I guess like after that, I discovered that okay, so the first wash was actually kind of fine, but then because of that, I kind of became kind of like more positive into using my dishwashing machine again. And then for some reason, I guess like the problem is I never had like enough plates to kind of like turn it on like within like the day. It is too large, right? Because it was for like several people, but like I'm living alone basically. Yeah, things started to grow mold, and it was not fun. So I have to hand wash everything again in the end. And then like I found out that it's leaking even. So like okay, so now.
Oh god.
So like okay, so now how do I? Yeah, I think like last time I found out like where the leak begins, because I guess like the one of the filter was a little bit clogged. So I tried to free it up, and then like I haven't tried it again. I haven't dared, but like hopefully by clearing that clog out, hopefully this time it will not leak outside again. Fingers crossed. Yeah, that's a fiasco with my dishwashing machine. So that's why I'm asking you if it's the time to kind of like hire an actual dishwasher. Basically, just get an Indonesian student and then get them to wash the dishes for like 1 hour, and then like, yep, here's $10. I guess. Yeah. But glad that you get a dishwasher. Were you able to fill it that quickly though?
What do you mean?
Not like yeah, again like because like with mine.
Well, we have 3 people living in the house.
Yeah, that checks out.
So
Then it's going to turn on like within 2 days at least.
Oh, we turn on music every day.
Even better.
Yeah. Making good use of the money.
Exactly. Good. Great. Perfect. Yeah, now if I make a rhythm game, then I already have like all of the voice packs. I just have to repeat from this episode. Good. Great. Perfect. Miss. What a disappointment.
Miss. Yeah, it's not miss, it's disappointing.
Yeah. Disappointing.
This is Asian level
Hmm.
rhythm game.
I thought you're better than this. Did you even try?
Oh my god, actually, like some dancing machines actually have that. It's like what's it called? It's called Pump It Up.
Mm-mm.
And then like and then like
Mm-mm.
if you fail the song, it would tell you, why don't you just get up and dance, man?
The burn. Uh, yeah, actually, I got inspired because like the voice pack actually got inspired by another thing. Because like I remember that Connor in one of his streams, he plays like one of an old game, and then like he did something. Like he was supposed to do it correctly, but like I guess it was like dodging or something, and then like the game just continuously say bad, and then he tried to do it correctly, and then the game still says bad. I was like, oh, okay. And it got frustrated. Of course, that's absolute cinema. Yeah. So letting that sink in for a while, letting it stew, letting it brew. Uh, which yeah,
let
yeah,
let 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 it settle.
exactly,
Imagine getting burned by the machine.
exactly. Yeah, like letting it settle down. That settle in that as a software engineer, I'll be replaced by AI pretty much soon. Yay, yippee! Over there. Speaking of brewing, right? Because like recently, I was going back to my coffee pot machine, and then I stopped my good old habit of grinding my own beans. And I found a discount for my favorite Italian brand because I really like their coffee beans. Their coffee pots kind of suck. They have kind of like a weird aftertaste, and then like the one that I actually did not think that I would like it so much. It's like my sister brought me from Indonesia this kind of like drip coffee, which you yeah I don't know if it's been there when you were in Japan, but like basically in Japanese hotels they have this kind of like drip coffee in which they come in like a kind of like a tea bag that you can rip apart, and then they have like kind of like a paper handle that you attach to the side of the cup, and then you can pour the hot water on top of that, on top of the filter, basically. It's like,
Okay.
yep. So like, this is not the default in Indonesia, right? Because like, usually against all things holy, we just put the coffee grounds directly inside the cup, and we just pour hot water on top of it. We didn't know of the concept of making espresso or something like that. We thought that was like a really foreign and cool and really new thing. Although that was how the Italians have done it for like the for hundreds of years probably. But yeah, and yeah, so basically, even filter coffee, when I first discovered it, it was kind of like a really new and exciting thing. And then we have this thing, which is in Indonesia, not a standard again. And this brand is actually like the only one that sells this uh style of like drip coffee. So I was like, that's kind of like they're just taking it from like their executive probably went to Japan once, and then it is in one of the amenities, and then they just okay, so like, yep, why not? Let's make it and sell it in Indonesia. Why not? So I thought like, yeah, this is just gimmick, isn't it? Like even the one in Japan, especially the one in Japan. Right? Japan is not really well known for their coffee, so like I can kind of understand it gets the job done. It gets the job done, but like you wouldn't really think too much about it. Then my god, like this coffee is using like a single origin beans from Toraja, which is Kausi Toraja, which comes from the island of Kalimantan, which is in North Indonesia. And this is actually like my dad's favorite beans basically. And my god,
Okay.
when I drink that, I finally understand why my dad likes it so much. It's fucking fragrant. And then like especially after that fiasco with like the drip coffee, like the chip drip the drip coffee from my favorite brand, like not working out, I was like, oh my god, this feels so nice. Like because it's drip, right? Like it's all of course not that strong, but like still it like you can still like smell it. Like the aroma is like still really strong, and you can kind of like the coffee is like still really strong even though it's filtered. And it's a low acidity as well. Pretty nice, and it's a sweet and smooth aftertaste. It actually checks out actually. And it's Zoltot as well. Wow. I almost about to, out of curiosity, just see if I can buy it from here, but it's kind of like one box of like, oh, it's a bundle of how much? It's a half kilo, 22 euro for half kilo. It's actually really expensive. I really like them though. But yeah. I might just ask my sister to buy more when she get home, when she go home next year. Yeah, that's actually really nice. And even I thought like, okay, like Indonesian coffee usually you don't associate it with like normal milk, right? Like usually even if we add milk, usually it's because we like that particular person cannot handle the bitterness, so we'll use like the condensed milk, like the sweet stuff. The sweet condensed milk. So I was like, yeah. How good can it be? And then I put in milk, and I'm like, god damn it, like a really fragrant hot chocolate. Yeah, so that's my current obsession now, and I only have one pack left, so I'm currently despairing. Like if I drink this, I
Yeah.
wouldn't have it anymore. But like I really enjoyed it. For then my only bastion, like the last thing that holds my sanity is like turns out the other brand that my dad likes again. Uh, turns out it tastes much cleaner. It doesn't have that funky aftertaste that the Italian brand has. This one is a German brand called Dalmayer. But yeah, turns out it's really clean. So like for it is not like super fragrant or anything, but like for daily use, it's like it gets the job done. It's pleasant enough, tastes clean, gets the caffeine into your system, and it also tastes like okay. And it's boring in a good way, so that it's in like it's a familiar taste, so you will not really get tired of that like really easily. It's kind of like water in a way, but in a good way. Kind of like okay, so it's acceptable enough that okay, so I can drink this like every day and I wouldn't really mind it. Yeah. God damn it, I hate it when my dad is right. Nah, just kidding. That I love you, Dad. Say it no Asian kid ever, but yeah, I guess we have to say it from time to time. I guess. What is this? I have a new email. But would have expected that to come out from you instead with your requests, comments, or questions to our email at therefreshsteppodcast@gmail.com. Or if you're listening to this on YouTube, do feel free to comment down below because that has been our bi-weekly rant episode, I guess. In which,
Basically, yeah.
and then next week we are going to be back with a more Battle Spirits focused episode because we'll be talking about cards that is out within the last 2 weeks, basically. And we not only have the cards from the new revolving stars, we will also have the new set, which has what was it called again? Why do I have a
What?
feeling that the brave that actually just revolving stars, but in English?
What, BSD50?
Resonating stars. Yeah, resonating stars.
Alright, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's literally in English.
Yes. So like we have revolving stars in Japanese, meguru hoshiboshi, and then the next one is resonating stars in English. So yeah, we'll be having yippee. So yeah, I thought I was like, okay, so like if you take out of the all of the collection, like what will Dan have left? And then I forgot that this chunky boy existed, and then I was like, okay, the chunky boy needs to come. So yeah, I guess that has been everything that we can share for this week. We look forward to the chunky boy next week, and we hope that you guys have a nice week going forward. And we'll see you all in the next turn. Bye bye.
Bye bye.